Hello, hello, and a warm welcome to Resetting Your Foundation. Our session today is the second of 4 pre events leading up to our Foundations course in July, just a few weeks away. We're very excited to see what this all new and restructured Foundations will bring, and we hope to see you there. In our session today, Asil and George will share their personal perspectives on resetting their foundations. Then you'll be guided through a powerful practice with George. And finally, you will receive an energetic adjustment from the guides, giving you the opportunity to reset and lay the groundwork for the profound experiences that lie ahead in our upcoming foundations. And now I'll hand you over to Asil and George, who are waiting to receive you. Enjoy, everyone.
Thank you, Crystal.
Thank
Good
you,
morning,
Crystal.
everyone. Hi, George.
Hi, my brother Asil.
How's
everything
life
going?
in France?
Fantastic. It's raining. Like there is no summer. That's good.
Yeah, I was just in Europe. I have just returned to California. Behind me, the redwoods. Well, it is an interesting time, as in so many things are going on. And at the same time, I feel like 2024 has passed very quickly. We are halfway through almost. And some of the messages I've heard from even quite avid practitioners is that it's been a tumultuous year. Like it's been very turbulent in terms of many energies coming through, roller coasters of internal nature and external nature that people are navigating. And I think this topic today fits perfectly with some of these experiences people are having. What it means to reset one's foundation, what it means to take a moment in our lives to understand that how we used to operate needs to upgrade so that we can operate in a different way for the changing and transforming circumstances of life and reality. And that's also part of the natural desire for an individualized soul to grow. So it's good to have you here, George.
Happy to be here with you.
I'm excited to dive deeper into this. And I have to tell everyone here online that we did not communicate about the purple color. This is
Yes.
a chance.
I
Like
just noticed it now.
synchronized without necessarily talking about it. Anyhow, George, I wanted to share with the community a little bit that despite, obviously you have a regular daily practice, you have a regular weekly, monthly, and you have periods where you do your own upgrades, where I do my own upgrades. And at the same time, so what you consider your personal foundation to be to navigate your life, reality, energies, your work, our work together changes. What do you have to do to maintain that foundation? And what do you have to do to upgrade that foundation? What does that look like for you? And how would you describe it to those that are watching today?
This is a very important topic, and for many people who's been on the journey to realize those foundation or those revisiting your foundation or resetting all new development. Some issue on
Yes, there
little
is
bit.
a little bit internet issues, yes. But keep
I'll
talking.
continue. So, in my experience, every time I reach certain level of growth, or I aim for a certain level of growth, there is a period where I need to revisit my foundation. And the foundation for me in that perspective is not basic practice, it's not a beginner practice. It's something evolve and grow with you. Imagining as you having a tower, for example, your foundation has to grow to accommodate the growth of the tower.
Mhm.
Another analogy also I would like to mention, similar to we are in this development, like we are going to be a spiritual development similar to athlete development. There is a period where you need to do the exercise, and there is a period you need the recovery, and there is a period you need the basic exercise, which is stretching and strengths. So when you notice that those simple exercise for any athlete is still always very important, including the recovery. So this revisit for your foundation continue becoming very important on this journey, and you also fine tune that visit. In my experience, when I go to those period, for example, I want to do my upgrade, the first practice before I initiate any upgrade or any advanced practice, I go to the foundation, silence. I bath into the absolute complete neutrality and silence in my system. And then I deepen the presence as I am revisiting the foundation fresh new to make sure that foundation is strong to prepare me for the new expansion that I'm looking for. So this is in short
Mhm.
what generally how I approach them and how I see it very important. And if you want to share also your perspective on your practice, so maybe the audience also looking forward for your stories and your visiting your foundation also.
Hmm. Well, in some ways, the last 8 years have been a consistent upgrade process with periods of intensity where I knew exactly, okay, now I'm going through an upgrade process that is going to reach a certain milestone, and periods of recovery, as you said, and then periods of application. Some of these processes where I'm going through an upgrade that are so intense require my entire attention to the point where I'm not resourced enough to even do other things. All my internal resources are focused on this reset. And that's very common when individuals go through this kind of process, for them to retract or potentially even isolate during that time. Isolation in nature, or, you know, wherever is a safe place to go through a process like this, is very common. And it's not just the ancient yogis that have done that, and the sages that have gone into the cave and into the mountain to do their own version of diving deeper with spirit to up level and also to build a foundation or to go deeper into their level of presence. And when that process feels complete, naturally, I have a draw again to be out there and to connect with others and to deliver my newly found foundation. And I've noticed that we can reach a certain level, we can reach a certain foundation in our practice, in our development, and it could feel really perfect and beautiful because maybe the development process before was quite intense and we are enjoying a moment of normality. quote unquote. And it could be nice to say, okay, I just want to be a normal human operating with relationships and with enjoying the human form for a bit before I dive into some sort of new spiritual process. That's very normal and it's very common, especially when a previous process was very intense. Yet, something within us will naturally desire to evolve. There's no circumventing that. We can try to suppress it. We can try to distract ourselves. We can try to bury ourselves into human activities. But the desire to evolve is always going to be there. And that evolution, as we do practices, establishes a new foundation within our being so that when we navigate life, when we navigate the human experience, when we navigate our service to humanity, we have a different baseline to jump off of or to retreat to when things are challenging. And so for me, some of the most beautiful ways to reset my foundation is nature is maybe number one. Forests and mountains are for me really primarily my source of connection. For some people, it's the sea, the oceans, the lakes. And for some people, it is different climates when it's like hot or rainforest, or special sacred sites can be beautiful places to reset as well. Another aspect for me is a form of regular exercise. If, of course, I'm internally resourced enough to be able to exercise during a process. And the other aspect is the basics of clean and nourishing, alive food. And that includes water as well. So if the water source is incredibly clean and clear and natural, then that helps with any type of setting a new foundation within. In a nutshell, that's really what it is. And of course, the regular spiritual practice. When I'm going into a deeper process, I'll be sitting 5 to 6 times a day in meditation, and each session could be half an hour to an hour long. And then there is not much time left in the day for other things. But what is happening is so incredible and is indescribable. The level of depth that I can personally find in these sessions and the states of consciousness that I can reach, they're just precursors of what it's going to feel like to hold a new baseline, a new foundation. And I don't know what that's going to be like to live with until life happens. So we test our new foundation when life happens, when we're back in relationships, when we go back to our family and our parents, when we go back to a work environment or a service environment, when we go back into a city with a lot of traffic. That's when our foundation is going to be challenged. Now,
Tested.
these are human factors, right? And then there's also city factors and societal factors that challenge our foundation.
Mm. Beautiful. Thank you, dear brother Asil, for all those nuggets for everyone to know behind the scene how Asil process, how Asil interact and engage in his upgrade and in between. I mean, I believe it's very, very insightful for many people to recognize and realize that uh, also that you do a lot of intense, huge upgrades and some intense energy, there is a period of this revisiting your foundation where you go normal with the food, for example. And I will try to link it also with the course so people can
Mm-hmm.
link what you have shared with the course, because we almost revisit the course internally.
Mm-hmm.
So the period of the food, for example, when Brother Asir was mentioning, I do the same. Uh, One of the fastest things comes to my mind if I finish a big process or challenge is the body asking for comfort but
Mm-hmm.
nourishment.
Mm-hmm.
So being aware through building your foundation, you will reach to, let's say, flavorable food, but you'll still pick the most nutrients and fresh,
Mm-hmm.
because you know you are comforting the body, but you are providing the life force and the energy
Mm-hmm.
for supporting the alignment of the body. And here I will link it to the course where I said about neutrality, and my brother Aziz mentioned all his processes in the nature and so on. In the course, the sneak preview for people who doesn't know the modules in the course, you have the building foundation into, let's say, parts or stages. The first one will be this establishing this inner silence and presence, which is you are able, no matter how much you are expanded or distracted or overwhelmed with the experience, maintain the presence in this present moment, maintains your silence and able to witness through your expanded consciousness. And then the three layers behind that, which is similar what my brother Asil was mentioning, is establishing inner alignment for the body, the heart, and the mind. And in the body, you will, if you join us, you will see how the guides talks about the food, the life force, and how those plays role in supporting the alignment of the body. And then when we go to the heart and the mind, so this activity of, let's say, relaxing, or let's say sometimes I will use just nice meditation or a comedy movie to just relax a little bit. And then usually, no matter what you use to support your alignment and that foundation, you will end up, as my brother Asil mentioned, a prolonged deep meditation, but way more simple to really focus on the foundation after you have nourished those layers with the inner silence and presence and alignment. And then you will notice that now your foundation reestablished, your foundation strengthened, and you are ready for a new upgrade or expansion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what I find interesting in what you said is about the comfort. I remembered that in the early days, some of my processes were so intense, so mind expanding, mind bending, that when I came out of it, the mind would seek comfort. And the way it seeks comfort is familiarity. So, and that could be that the mind wanting comfort food, or it wants distraction, or it wants relationships to be able to exchange and to talk to and be able to process what's happening, which is why we have the container of the community, why we have our ambassadors, and why we have a structured way of going through a process like this. I've noticed that a lot of people in this year, even avid practitioners, long term practitioners, have been going through challenging and powerful transformational processes. Let's call it spiritual awakening processes. Some people call it dark night of the soul. Some people call it ascension process, whatever. There's like many names for what people describe. And I've noticed that if we don't consciously dedicate ourselves to that process, it will take over naturally. And then we have not the environment that we could have created for it to unfold and blossom, but rather it is pushing inward out, which is not necessarily a problem, but it can be more challenging. It can be more destabilizing to go through a process like this alone and in an environment that we haven't necessarily prepared ourselves for. That's why we do foundations, so that these processes can happen in a structured and in a safely held environment where the energy and the consciousness space, the field is held in a beautiful way, and you have peers that are going along with you. And some of you have done foundations many times, and you know how every time it's different. Every time it's a next level of diving deeper, restructuring, resetting, reestablishing a new baseline. So I'm very excited for these foundations because it is a little different. It will also include elements of what it means to become a conscious creator.
Mhm.
And also it opens the pathway for those that are doing it the first time to become a pillar of light or an earth keeper in those pathways that we have established. But, without further ado, I think we should let you do a little bit of a practice so that we can go into the silence experience. And I will then enter after you're complete to deliver, a transmission. And we'll see what the guides have to share and the alignments to be shared.
Absolutely. Looking forward.
Thank you, George.
Thank you, my brother Seal, for this all sharing and insight. I hope everyone enjoyed all this nugget behind the scene with Asil. Um, as we're going to do gentle, deep practices to prepare us to feel establishing the foundation and also to prepare us for receiving the energy adjustment and the transmission with Asil. I would like to mention this simplified version that I'm going to share with you. It can go deep. However, it's short enough for us to prepare to receive a seal. And the same principle applies. This foundation applies to all the pathways that we have in the evolution one. Be it you want to be conscious creator, be it you want to be earth keeper, be it you want to be pillar of light, the same foundation applies. The same foundation is still important, essential for all of them. And I believe also the guides always emphasize that this level of foundation, which is a sort of like capacity, can increase also, as I mentioned, to prepare this tower that you are building, this expansion that you are building, can apply to everything in your life. It becomes foundation for all aspects of your life. Let's prepare. We're going to go through a little bit of inner silence and presence. And I will add a little bit preparing you to sort open and allow to receive the energy once the guides comes with a seal, with the support of that energy requesting strengthening the foundation and the inner alignment. And I hope you feel it, benefit from it, and you reestablish that foundation with us. Let's take inhale and exhale. Find some comfortable position. Any comfortable position will do. In the first part, we're going to touch this inner silence. It's always available, but we need to make space for it. A bit of attention and bringing your this attention to yourself, to your body. Inhale and exhale and observe through that the breathing. Pay attention to your breathing. Simply notice how the body move through this breathing. This bring you inward. Another aspect the guide have shared, if you can, try to hear the heartbeat. Just calm down, listen to that, whatever available in this calming heartbeat. And if you cannot hear it, just bring your attention inward and find that inner silence within. Keep inhaling and exhaling, noticing your body, feeling your body, paying attention to your breathing. And very gently allow this calmness to take over and observe how the body drifts into calmer state. With every breath, you're allowing the body to drift into even calmer state. And in that state, allow that inner silence to establish itself in all your being. Inner silence in the body, inner silence in your emotional spectrum, inner silence in the thought, inner silence in all of your being. Just allow it, keep allowing. Inhale and exhale. And take a note every time you inhale and exhale and you're drifting into this calm state. Is this inner silence deepen in your being? And allow it, and allow it. And continue following your breath and the movement in the body while breathing. And now we're going to enter to establish the presence within, to meet the deep presence within. And the first step, we're going to gather all our awareness from anything external and fully bring all your awareness to here and now, to this present moment, calmly, with a full awareness, into here and now, to this very moment. And with this, maintaining this inner silence, calmness, while it's maintained, allow the sensation of this very moment, sensation of the body, sensation of this present moment to take over, and you becoming fully aware here and now, completely into this present moment. There is a state will emerge here as if you are a witness. Your awareness available, yet you are in a witness state of all what's happening here and now. Allow this state of witness to take you to what naturally within you, the state of the eternal observer. That state of eternal observer emerging is your true nature as consciousness, as soul, observing this very moment. Allow yourself to recognize your true nature in this witness state, this eternal observer emerging, and let it deepen with this inner silence and this deep presence emerging with it. Maintain it. Revisit all the layer of your being, the physical body, the emotional spectrum, the thought, the personality, and allow this eternal observer witnessing all of your being as if you are preparing yourself to establish this inner alignment. Maintain this recognition of that state and internally say, I maintain my inner silence, my deep presence, and through my eternal observer emerging, I allow the energy to support my inner alignment of the body, alignment of the emotion and the heart, alignment of the mind and the thought. And this inner alignment will grow through me into greater state of presence, alignment, and expansion while we are receiving the energy adjustment from the guide with Asil and receiving the transmission. Maintain that state as much as you can. This will assist you for greater receptivity, greater openness, greater expansion of your capacity to establish this inner alignment and establish your foundation. Those will be your revisits to your foundation, reestablishing your foundation for greater capacity. Inhale and exhale, maintain that state. Revisit one more time, make sure that this inner silence, the calmness in all your being, this awareness on here and now and this present moment fully established in you, your eternal observer, the witness state in the highest capacity, and your readiness to receive the energy, the adjustment, the wisdom to support and assist your alignment, your expansion, and thus you have revisited a new level of foundation in your being. Inhale and exhale. And maintain this allowance to receive the energy and add into it many layers of supports available through this container with a guide, with our community, with our field of energy. And now we will go with my brother Asil to receive the energy adjustment and the transmission with the guides. Thank you all.
Greetings. We are Elohim. In this journey of transformation and evolution, that you as an individualized soul and that you as a collective consciousness in human form are going through, you will witness different stages of growth and challenge. The challenges are seen to be opportunities, the catalyst for these growth processes. You are not a subject to these challenges. You are a co-creator of them to inspire a growth and evolutionary process within you, a completion and a learning, an opening to a new state of being, new perception, a new reality, a new foundation. The human mind, the human heart, and the human body will at times resist, question its readiness, bring forth reasons to postpone, to distract, and to avoid. Yet a deeper sense within your being is ready to shed the layers of the unprocessed past by completing these cycles, is ready to receive realizations, is ready to enter a new state of being, allowing changes through your entire being to emerge, for your life, for your relations to shift accordingly, for your application of life force, for your service in this human form to shift accordingly. In this present moment, no knowing, expectation, or prediction of the future is necessary. In this present moment, you have learned to trust. In this present moment, you are seen. You are loved. You are held. You are provided for. In this present moment, you are whole. Witness the wholeness of your being, the wholeness of this moment. Witness the resting of your mind, your heart, and your body into the greater trust of existence. In this moment, a divine exchange occurs within you. You receive the energy and the love of creation. It creates and transmutes your being from moment to moment. This consistent flow, this consistent transformative energy allows you to be in this human form. It is a divine gift that you have accepted. It is a divine gift that you are living. And your existence, your presence, is a gift to this reality, is a gift to the human collective, to this earth, to all of consciousness. Any perspectives, opinions, and judgments held are secondary. And through the established foundation within you, this primary truth of existence fuels you and your life, fuels all expressions of your being, all creations, all forms of service. The conditioned mind relaxes, no longer struggles to keep a specific identity a specific perception of yourself. The conditioned heart allows for expanded sensations and emotions, no longer restricting you to feel a certain way, to avoid certain feelings over others. The conditioned body trusts to be provided for by the sheer energy of this creation moving through your entire system. And here you find yourself held and loved. This state of being becomes more and more natural, a state of presence that you have always known, a state of presence that will assist in establishing a new foundation of being within you. A newly established foundation will allow you to operate this human form and this reality on earth with greater ease, with grace. Challenges that used to seem unsurmountable, inevitable, will be faced with greater receptivity, acceptance, and allowance. Moments that will be, will be. A moment that occurs does not define the next. Therefore, your state of being can truly transform from one experience to another. You find your equilibrium, your alignment. Faster and easier. returning to this center, returning to this baseline of being. Will support you in all aspects of life. And it will be the inspiration, the example that you will set for those around you, for those that witness what is possible in the human form, in the human experience. Thank you for listening to our words. We will now commence with the adjustments. Thank you for receiving. This transmission is complete. Thank you all for joining. May you continue to bathe in this energy and in this expanded state. And I look forward to seeing you all very soon.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Asil. Thank you, George. Thanks to each of you joining us today. We hope you feel inspired to continue the journey with us. If that didn't do it for you, I don't know what will. Foundations is a 2-week energetic immersion designed to create an inner alignment to support your external reality, to help you delve deeper into your personal spiritual journey, whatever that is for you. It also opens up Evolution 1's Pillars of Light and Earthkeeper's Pathways. Our next foundation starts July 9th and is now open for enrollment. We'll put registration links in the chats for you now and QR codes on the register on the screen. Our next informational session with me and the ambassadors will be on June 25th. This session is a wonderful opportunity to hear from others about their experience with foundations and to ask any questions so you can feel good about your enrollment into foundations. Our next pre-foundations event is on July 2nd. You'll receive an Elohim transmission with Asil. This event will build upon the reset from today's event and will guide you to anchor yourself in a state of heightened awareness and clarity. And if you'd like to stay up to date on all of our pre-events, we'll put the RSVP links in the chats for you now. Thank you again for being here with us today. See you soon. Until the next time, enjoy the gifts from this session as they unfold over the next couple of days. Take care.